The number one issue in the campaign for the Democrats is the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the abortion decision. And women in the United States feel very strongly about that issue of abortion, that they have a right to their control the destiny of their own bodies. The relationship that India and the United States have should be the most important relationship for each party. Our relationship with India should be our most important bilateral relationship, and vice versa. So we're hopeful, and right now it's very close. Just answer the question ahead of time, because that's what everybody asked me. The last two polls were 47-47 and 48-48. So it's a tie, essentially, within the margin of error. The election in the United States will be decided, is going to be very close, obviously. That's sort of BGO, blinding glimpse of the obvious. It's going to be very close. And it'll be decided on three swing states: Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And whoever wins Pennsylvania, in my opinion, will win the election. So that's why they're all campaigning. Both campaigns are in Pennsylvania, basically. They know that's going to be very, very close. But it's entirely possible also that the election will be a tie. There is a provision then that it goes to the House of Representatives for resolution. The House of Representatives is controlled by Republicans. So if it's a tie, the Republicans are going to get it. If it's very close, another possibility is that Trump loses in the popular vote but wins in the Electoral College. The Electoral College is skewed towards small states and Republican states, red states versus blue states. So it's entirely possible that we can have an election where Trump loses the popular vote but wins in the Electoral College. That would not be a good outcome, because that would promote discontent, litigation, and as our lawyer friend here knows, this ends up in the courts. And in the year 2000, we had a situation where it was Bush v. Gore. It ended up in the courts on a very partisan 5-4 vote. Sandra Day O'Connor, the Republican, casting the key vote. The election went to Bush, so George W. Bush. So we don't want this to end up in the courts. That's not a healthy outcome. Where we are is we got about maybe 24 more days to the election. We have a very close election. And by the way, whoever wins, I think, Modi had a bromance with Trump. Modi had a bromance now with Biden. When he came to Washington, he was treated like a rock star and got a very, very, very positive welcome in the United States, because it's a bipartisan thing. Both parties know we need India. We need India as a friend. We need India as a bulwark against China. The greatest foreign minister that the British ever had once said that nations do not have permanent friends or permanent interests or permanent enemies. They have permanent interests. And it's in our interest, the United States, to work with India, and it's in India's interest to work with the United States. So we have a relationship that's based on logic on both sides, should work well for both sides, regardless of who wins the election. But the problem with Trump is his agenda has been America first and tending towards isolationism. And Biden has been more pro-alliances. And so I like the alliance route better. When you need them, you have friends. And that's the importance of alliances.